So my question was, for those of you that just joined us, if you had to describe your feelings right now or how, whatever it is, how in 3 colors, what would it be? And Leslie put down orange, yellow, blue. Miss Katz is blue, beige, peach. Oh, Barbara, blue, yellow, purple. I think mine is green, purple with the lightest bit of pink. Just the lightest, like the smallest bit of pale pink. All right, so we have so many answers here. Thank you so much. Sandra's a gloomy day in New Jersey, so blue and gray. Green, lilac, and purple. Wow, there's so many awesome combos. So think about that because we'll be using that in our what we're painting today. All right, so before we get started, you're not going to see my face while we're doing this session, but when you watch it later, if you choose to, if you so choose, you don't have to, you can see it later. I want to just first say thank you to those that are so kind to join or to donate to the coffee club. Margaret, Denise, Asma, Christine, Miss Katz, Penny, Gail, Pam, Heather, Suzanne, Laura, Susie, Leslie, Barbara, Susan, Deb, Mary, Marilee, Ingrid, Lisa, Sylvia, Jean, Fran, Jen, Levine family, Candalee, and those that want to stay anonymous. Thank you so much for your support because this helps with taking care of like Zoom and all of the admin costs. So really, truly appreciate that. All right. So John Marin, let's look for a free space in your sketchbook. I'll be using a sketchbook. This is a mixed media sketchbook page that I love to use because it handles like all sorts of marks and so on. So I like using that. I'll be using gouache and watercolor. Actually, I just like to tell people use whatever you want. We have some pastels here, and I have some art crayons. All right, color pencils, markers, and brushes. Don't forget to get water. And since we're try to do this. Try to find, can you see if you could find like a brush that you haven't used in a while? And maybe that'll be fun to use today. I'm going to be using a Princeton Velvet Touch, which is like a flat. So that's what I'll be using today. Let's see here. I have a lot of tabs open. And then I'll probably use a round because rounds are my favorite. So those are the two that I'll be using. So try to find something that you haven't used in a while. And that's what we'll play with. All right. So John Marin, who is from New Jersey, how many of you, raise of hands, if you've ever heard of John Marin before? Anybody? Oh, so so he's new to a lot of us. I was telling folks that John Marin, okay, yeah, thank you, Carol. Yeah, you've heard of John Marin before. Awesome. What resonated with me and John Marin is the way he uses, he paints landscapes and the way it shows up in his work. So I just want to go through a little bit of his paintings here. The cool thing about it is what really just, made me like, whoa, stop in my tracks are like these mark makings. I hope you can see that he has going on. It's also on the reference photo. I mean, very light. It just, I don't know. It made me like smile. It made me say, oh my goodness, who is this? I gotta learn more about this person. I mean, right? Stefan said no, and you always turn us on to the coolest artists. Love his stuff. Thank you. Oh, I do. I love his stuff too. So, and you know what? I love these photos of him. If you get to see that, one of the things in his studio, he had like stacks. If you watch some of the videos, he had like stacks and stacks and stacks of sketchbooks, like an insane amount of sketchbooks, just everywhere. And so from there is what he would like use to reference and then, paint. So anyway, earlier I asked you what were the three colors that you picked or to describe your day. Let's take those out and then we'll practice some John Marin type landscapes using that. So this is our warm up. We'll use this photo. I hope you can see that. And as I'm reading back, I think I just saw, I like his hat. Yeah, Don, it looks cool, right? Somebody said here, Virginie, something blue and violet because it's midnight here. Why are you awake, Virginie? Go to bed. It's too early or late. It's too late. You must get some rest. But I appreciate you coming to join us. Thank you. So I'm going to try my three, which is like a green with like pink, the tiniest bit of pink, like a ray of hope that I'm coming to painting with joy, and then some purple. Okay, so I'm just gonna, it's like a mountain, I think, and then some trees here. I know this is not the same color as I said before, so I already broke the rule, but there's no such thing as rules. Okay, so those are my super simple sketch. And now I'm going to take some water. I think I'm going to use this big brush, find some green. We're going to be in the paint a lot. So this is gouache. And I know somebody had said before with the gouache, because what happened with my gouache is I accidentally grew mold. Anybody else have that happen? That's what recently happened to the gouache, so now I'm just letting it dry. All right, so there's my green. I think I'm gonna add some more green, actually. Green, and then purple for my sky. Ooh, now this is new. The purple, um, the purple and the orange are like playing together, which I kind of cheated and added a color there, so I'm sorry about that. Oh, thank you so much for that kind words. So you're so cool. I don't know if I sometimes don't feel like I'm cool. I mean, like my kids might say that. So I just went to a wedding and my sister-in-law's wedding and my sister-in-law's wedding. She's now my sister-in-law. She just got married and but thank you. And I was dancing and my kids were like, "Mom, we love you, but Dad's dance moves were legendary." But I tried. Will this still be recorded? I'd like to return. Yes, it will be recorded. It's being recorded right now. Thank you, Jessica, for asking. So this is my rendition of the photo. All right, so my landscape is green. And then look at that. My green is bleeding into the pink. I kind of like that. I like it when my paints dance. I guess I like to just dance, I guess. Comes up all the time. So I'm adding some more purple at the top. All right, so that is my day like today. It's like purple with some green, and then um, a tiniest bit of pink, really tiny, until I came to this session. We look forward all day to your session, so the day was not totally gray and unclear. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. All right, Jay, I'd like to see the gamboge yellow, violet, and paints gray. Huh. Okay, I'll give you another few seconds, and then we'll share what we have. I feel like it's a Monday of a Wednesday, and I just really, truly appreciate your patience with me as I'm trying to figure out the tech. What happened was I moved my setup to another spot because the light is a little bit better, not so much glare. And in doing so, I think I messed up some settings, but it's okay. We're making it work. So thank you. All right, so I am going to unpin myself. And I'm going to ask you if you would please hold up your art if you would like. You don't have to, but if you would like to, please do. All right. Ooh, so moody, some of you. And then some of it's just so bright. Okay, I'm gonna pin some. I promise it's not gonna hurt when I pin you. I say that all the time. I get a kick at that joke. I don't know why. Sandra, look at that. Ooh. I love the way that's dancing. You know what stands out to me? Okay, we're gonna have to take a picture of this in just a second. What's Jessica? I'm gonna pin you. What stands out to me? Ooh. Have you had a bluish grayish day today, Jessica? Okay. Oh, watercolor brush marker is what you used. And what else? Watercolor? We're guessing. We're guessing what Jessica's about to hold up. Can you spotlight the people you're pinning? Oh, I'll try to spotlight them. For some reason, they're okay. Let me see. I'm gonna pin you again, Jessica. Where art thou? Oh, yeah. Very cool. And then I called on you, so I get it. I'm sorry. Okay, no problem. Let me take a picture. Can you all hold it up, please? I'm gonna take a quick picture. All right, here we go. Smile if you want. If you don't want, that's okay too. 1, 2, 3, click. And then there's another page of you. So, hi, Sylvia. Okay, hold it up if you wish. 1, 2, 3, click. Okay, great. Now, I can't get to everybody right now, but those of you that want to stay on later on, we can like hang out and talk about everybody's artwork, okay? So even though we can't talk about it right now, we can't dive deep into it, we'll talk about it in a little bit. All right, so Sylvia says I'm using watercolor brush markers too. Very cool. How are you doing with the no buying art supplies? Everybody still doing okay? No, it's so hard. It's almost Christmas. Don't worry. We're getting close. Okay. Also, you don't have to do it. It's just for me. It was helpful for me. So you don't have to not buy art supplies. Okay, I'm going to turn my sketchbook around. And I'm going to try this. This one is a John Marin sketch. Of course, it's not going to work. Let me see. How do I want to do this? Maybe like this. Okay, yeah. So one of the things while we're doing this one, while we're doing this, I would like for you to think about like places you've been. I love the way, you know, how John Marin tries to capture things very quickly. Maybe it resonates with me because I'm an impatient painter. I like to have things like fast and loose. So maybe that's why his work is just like stopped me in my tracks. Um, I love the brushwork of the of his trees. So let's try a little bit of it. We're not going to go too deep into it, but I'd like to try it a little bit. And then I'll talk to you a little bit about him and his work and his influences while we're painting. Okay? So I'm going to move this to the side. Hopefully you can still see it. And I'm just going to very loosely make marks. All right, so Jessica says, no buy, low buy has helped me a lot. I'm actually using what I have. Jay says, buy nothing group is my jam to get things free. Oh, that's great to try to get things for free. That's awesome. I have been trying desperately. I'm just doing some quick sketches here, by the way. Super quick sketches. Think of yourself like you're a butterfly and you're just like hopping to different spots. Is that a butterfly or is that a bunny? I don't know. You're hopping, you're flying to different places. You don't have to have it be perfect. Here's my tree. This is just, you're just flitting about, okay? Not really worried too much about how to make it perfect. It's just very, very quick. So John Marin was born in New Jersey, and let me get the date right. Sometimes I say these things and I want to make sure I'm saying the date right. Okay. 1870 in Rutherford, New Jersey. And Jean says hummingbird. That's great. Okay, so you're like a I've never even thought of it that way. A hummingbird. You're a hummingbird and you're just like flying about. These are the rocks that he has there. Or had. I always use the present tense, but it's past. So, okay, I'm going to use this round brush. So John Marin, I don't know if you got to read a little bit about him or watch some of the vids. That's what the young ones say, I guess, vids. The videos. The videos said, talked about his life. And his mom actually died when he was just born. And after 9 days, his mom passed away. And he was raised by his grandparents and 2 aunts in New Jersey. And so that really, his dad was, one of the things that I was reading, his dad was didn't know what to do. So he just, in essence, gave John Marin to be raised by the grandparents. I also love, I know I'm jumping around here, but I love how there's purplish. I'm just taking my brush and I am just getting it the littlest bit wet. And then I'm just with sideways, moving around. And the cool thing about painting this way is it doesn't have to be perfect. Our goal is not perfection. Our goal is just for it to be, I don't know. I just like to play. This is our warm up. We're playing. So yeah, he was raised by his grandparents, and his dad did fund some of his learning. And one of the things that I was reading said that he actually was, I'm adding green now. He was encouraged to do, he started drawing when he was really young. And just he fell in love with it. Like 7 or 8, I think, is what they said. I'm using a tissue, just blotting a little bit because sometimes that adds a little bit of texture to the water. That's like my little secret sometimes when people are like, how do you get such texture? And I'm like, I just use the tissue. And so anyway, he was let me just add some more. Talking and painting sometimes is not the easiest. Started painting when he was 8, fell in love with it, but his dad wanted him to get a job. So he went to college and became like an engineer, I think is what they said. I'm going to have to read some more about the background. Let me see. I took notes. I love taking notes when I'm reading these things. Spent his summers in the Catskills hunting, fishing, sketching, and he went to the Stevens Institute of Technology for Mechanical Engineering, and then he became a draftsman. So this to me was interesting. He became a draftsman for a while, but still wanted to do art. And so I'm doing the trees now here. His aunts convinced his dad to let him pursue art. And I'm just adding the purple here. And so he did, but he didn't start painting until he was like really painting until he was 29. So sometimes I think like, oh my goodness, I'm so late to the game. I did so many other things instead of getting into art, but there is no such thing as being too late. I mean, look at John Marin. He didn't start, like I said, until he was 29. Didn't even really get going until he was 35. So if you're just starting now, you might not have gone to art school. That's okay. You can still keep going. I'm just having a great time making marks right here. I'm going to take a pencil and I'm going to, this is a watercolor pencil, and I'm just going to dip it in water and kind of just draw. Okay. I'm making some crazy marks all over the place. I'm just making energetic marks. That is what I love about the work of John Marin. I mean, like the mark making, the looseness. I just want to be like that when I grow up, you know? Like just just paint like that. One of the on my desk I have this little frame that I started adding at work, adding quotes in, and one of the quotes that I put on there is like Picasso's, where it says it takes a long time to be young. And I agree, like you have to have, you know, we go through our lives and so many things happen and so on in our journey, but to try to go back to painting when you're young, and not just painting when you're young, but like painting with that looseness. I hope I didn't get paint all over myself. With that looseness of like letting go. I don't know if you've ever seen kids paint. Like when my nephews or when my kids come to paint in the office, they have like no fear of the white page. They just get right in there. They don't care how it looks. They don't even mind if it's a little bit of a mess. They're just in it. And so that is something that I strive to do because I am always like, is this a good mark? Does this matter? What if I'm messing it up? There's no such thing. Do you see all of these marks right here? I mean, wow, right? Just super duper loose and super duper fast. As I'm talking here, feel free to ask any questions in the chat. I will do my best to answer. You know what's crazy is I have all of these like pencils. I didn't even know I have this. This is a color charcoal pencil. This is the first time I've ever used it. So this is why we can't buy art supplies. Sometimes we forget what we have already. Oh, how's that going? Is anybody doing that challenge with me still? I know some people said they are. Jessica is no buy, low buy. Anybody else trying? I know it's hard. It's difficult. It's fun to purchase art supplies too, especially Holbein. I hope that's how you say it. They just came out with granulating watercolors. That's like their big thing right now, and I'm trying my best not to. I mean, I'm looking at it and I have it in my cart for December 31st. I'm just kidding. But I am not purchasing it yet. Sylvia says, I only buy used ones and paper. Yeah, you almost like, it's hard not to buy paper. Fortunately, I have so many from before and then like sketchbooks that I forgot I had. Has anybody done this? Like ordered on Amazon and then didn't realize the size of the sketchbook they bought until it arrived? That happens to me a lot. I read it and then okay, honestly, I don't really read it. I just look at it. I'm like, oh, that looks good. And then I buy it. And then it comes and it's like the wrong size. But is it the wrong size though? It could be a happy accident. One never knows. Okay, I'm going to use the flat brush because I said I would. Ooh, deep blue. Now his washes are like super light. And I'm finding mine is like super deep. But that's okay. Okay. All right. How is it 6:36? We just started. Okay. It says here, Denise, I missed it, but my library did a recent craft supply swap. That sounds like a great idea. Treasure hunts in case I find some secondhand, but not new right now. I like that, Jennifer. All right, so that's where I'm going to start. I'm going to let it dry or stop. I'm going to let it dry for a minute. I'm going to now look and see how you're doing. How's everybody doing? Isn't this fun just being loose? I always feel like maybe we need to do 3 of these, but then by that time, we won't have any time to do the thing that we want to do. So I'm just going to keep going. All right. So let's see here. You know what I love is my favorite part of being here and doing this art session with you all is when you show your artwork. That's like my most favorite part because I get to see what you made and it's just so exciting. Okay. Let's see. I am going to spotlight. Is it spotlight or is it pin? Sometimes I pin people and then sometimes I spotlight people. Laura, wow. That is gorgeous. I love oh my goodness. I always feel like you have to frame what you do in our sessions every time because they are just amazing. Beautiful. All right, let's see who else would like to. Asma, let me just look at yours. Oh, the tree and the blue and the stone. Pin is for yourself, spotlight is for everyone. Thank you, Mary. Okay, let me pin again. Asthma. Oh, spotlight asthma. There we go. I love the wateriness of your, and I love how it's dripping right now. Adding to it. I'm sorry. If you want to take it down, you don't have to keep holding it up. Thank you. Oh. Okay, Barbara, let's see your spotlight. Oh, so light. So free and pastel-y almost, but not pastel. Do you know what I mean by that? It's like muted calm. It's like you live in California or something. Oh, you do, right? I love it. It looks amazing. Okay, so let's hold it up real quick and then I'll take a picture. And then, like I said, later on, if you want to stay over, we can paint more. Okay, I am going to take a picture now. 3, 2, 1, click. Great. And then one more for the people on the other side that maybe I didn't get. Okay, Denise, I see that. I see that. Oh, beautiful. Okay, 3, 2, 1, click. Stefan, one of my favorite parts of art making session is when I'm positive I've ruined the paper and have nothing to lose. And the next step, since it's ruined anyway, I have nothing to lose. The next step is what happens if I do this. Yes, and that is when the cool marks come. That is so, so true. Using a fan brush by Jean, made this free. Pin is first. Oh yeah, thank you, Mary. I'm just reading what it says on the thing now. All right, back to the board. The drawing board, that is. Okay, I'm gonna pin myself. Okay, now here's the exciting part. We're gonna take this, I'm just gonna close this and go to a new page. Are you kind to your sketchbook? I'm not the kindest to my sketchbook. I just kind of let them like, you know, make marks and do whatever. I mean, like, this is gonna be affecting the other side, but I'm actually okay with it. Sometimes it's hard to let those things go, but I'm gonna do it. Okay, so do you see this picture? What we're gonna do is I want you to just take a second and take a look at it, and then just pick the part that you want to paint. You don't have to do the whole thing, or some of you are so amazing and like really great at painting so quickly that you're able to do the whole thing, but don't feel like you have to. This is the reason why I love using an iPad, is I could like zoom way in and maybe just focus on certain parts. Later on, when you're doing this by yourself, you could do that. Maybe if you just want to do the tree, maybe you just want to do this little portion. I love photos that have a lot of ways to capture the, ways to do composition. So really, you can't go wrong. Anywhere you try, it'll look great. Okay, so just take a second for yourself and kind of look and see what you want to do. Or if you want, you could do the whole thing, or that could be for your homework. So I think I'm kind of wanting to do this. All right, so we're gonna be super loose, and then we'll add the marks. And remember, we're not trying to make it perfect. We're trying to just take the John Marin vibes and put it on paper, of just super fast, super loose. His artistic style, he would sometimes use both hands simultaneously, and he would always, like, he doesn't just use brushes, he uses sticks, he uses his hands, he uses pens, whatever he has around. And are you surprised that his influence is Cezanne and Matisse? Like, he loved those artists. I can see Cezanne in his work for sure. like some of the pieces that Cezanne has done, I'm just like, oh, I can see that. I can see the influence there. All right, so we're gonna just try to make this super energetic and super wild, all right? You don't have to be perfect. So I'm gonna take my watercolor pencil, and I'm going to start with, what do I want to start with? I think I'm going to start with this little bush. I'm just going to make a mark of it. The water, maybe? And as you can see, I'm just being super loose. This is grass. Not really worried too much about perfection. Please tag me if you're on Instagram or Facebook. Tag me so I can see your artwork. And then I can share it too. I love sharing your beautiful work. So, and some of you might tag me and, oh, you can't really see this pencil. And I just want to apologize ahead of time. Sometimes I'm not the best at being online all the time. So if I don't see your art, it's not because I'm ignoring you. It's because I'm not on there. I'm not on there as much on the social media. Okay, so this is going to be where my rocks are. As you can see, hummingbird. I'm going to be like a hummingbird and just really be loose. Here's the tree. We're making your own loose garden. Think of it like if you're gardening and you're just, making marks. There's a lot of things on here. I want to keep going, but I'll stop. All right. I'll give you another few seconds to put things down on the page. All right. Now I'm going to start with the watercolor. I'm going to take my flat brush and just dip it into the green. Or do I want, I'm going to start with the green. And as you can see, this is like the watercolor set. I think I say this all the time. I've had this set for so long. And I don't mix on another sheet of paper or a palette paper. Some people do, and that's fine. I'm just impatient and I just like dip and dab. And sometimes they bleed together and I'm okay with it. If you're not okay with it, don't do that. Do put it somewhere else. Like put it in a different spot. Because I don't want you to ruin your paint. But me, I'm a dibble. Is it dibble dab? I don't know. I like to just, is that even a word? I like to just put things and plop things down and so on. So there's my tree. It's not great yet. It's not great. It looks like it needs work, but I'm going to not think about that too much and I'm going to jump to the bush. Because sometimes if I get stuck, I don't know about you, but sometimes I overthink and then I stop what I'm doing. Beth, thank you. Dabble. Thank you. Dab. Or Beth. Why did I say dab? I'm sorry about that. I'm still trying to. I've been in America for a while now, but I feel like sometimes I don't know what I'm saying. Or I don't know how to say it. So thank you for that. Okay. Just popping things here and there. So that's the bush. I feel like it's too close. My what are those things called? My perspective is too close, but I don't mind. Here's the tree at the top. Because this is our own garden, so it doesn't even matter. You just do your own thing. After a long day of work, and you're just like, what in the world have I been doing even today? Or maybe you're not working and you're just like chilling. But yet you're like, what happened today? The day went by so fast. It's nice to just sit down and just relax and paint, put something down on paper. I'm liking this tree. So what I did here is I just took some paint. My paint is nice and juicy at the top. And then I'm just kind of dabbling on the side. Hang on one second. My pup wants to leave the room. All right. So I'm just adding some more there. Next is going to be this tree. The tree is really dark. So I'm just going to also do this. You could do the, if you're not comfortable using watercolors to do the fine lines, I sometimes use a color pencil or a regular pencil just to get the lines down. Some more green. You know what's strange is the colors that I talked about today, the green, some pink, and some purple. Oh, purple hasn't shown up yet. I was going to say, are showing up on my page, but it's not showing up yet. The rocks, for the rocks, I'm just going to kind of make rock marks, which is like rock marks. I'm just going to what I'm doing is I'm turning my brush in various ways to make rectangular marks. A little bit difficult with a round brush, but I'm trying. I could go with the flat, but I'm already here. All right, so your homework is to read a little bit more about John Marin and then kind of think about how you can incorporate the looseness of his work into your play, if it's something you want to try. Sometimes I introduce folks to you and you might just be like, yeah, that's nice, Joy, but that's just not my vibe. And that's totally fine too. But I always feel like I gotta just try. Here's some yellow. I'm just really using the top of my brush and just dabbing all the way down. I feel like the brush sometimes does most of the work for me, which I really like. Okay, more trees here, but I'm just gonna use a flat brush and I'm just gonna make giant marks. And then later on, maybe I'll add to that. Everybody doing okay? So your homework will be to try to do this a few different ways. Maybe you could zoom in, zoom out, see how you want to lay out your paper, or not your paper, your composition. See if that will work for you. I'm adding now the darks at the bottom. The blue for the sky, I feel like I should add. Are you feeling relaxed? Okay, I hope so. Um, I hope that those of you that are joining us from the UK, you get to bed soon and able to rest because I know it's super late over there. And thank you for joining us. Those of you that joined us a little late, if you are Coffee Club member, we have another John Marin session on the 29th at 4:30 Eastern Time. Now I'm gonna take a minute, just kind of wait there, look at everything, and then I think I'm gonna use a pencil.
How would we know that? I don't know where I'm on. I don't know where to go to look for that.
Oh, I sent you an email that has like the login info and so on.
I'll send you an email offline then. I don't think I'm on that email.
Oh yeah, for sure. Please send me an email because they'll have like it's a different Zoom link than what we use here. So it'll be yeah. Yep. And then if you can't make it, I'll send you the recording too. So you just please send me an email. But you know what? I'm having issues with my email, so send it to I'll type it on the chat. So capture that and then send it to that email so I'll make sure you're on the list. jchard@gmail.
Thank you, jchard@gmail.
So it's so funny. You're welcome. There's a lot of my husband's family is huge, like huge, and there's a lot of J Chards because there's a John Chard. There's there's just so many of them. But when emails first came out, way back in the day, I got the first J Chard, and I was so happy about it. And they were very upset. They're like, "You're not a true Chard. You weren't born into the family." But I'm like, sorry, I got it. Okay, so here are the trees. And then I feel like I need to add more to this, but mine needs to dry a little bit. But I'm going to take blue and I'm just going to go through and make some. Do I want to use blue? See, now I'm second guessing myself. I'll use red. I'm going to add some leafy marks. Leafy marks that are very loose John Marin type. I keep saying John Marin in my head. It's saying John Mayer. Why is my brain doing that? I don't know why. That's why I have to like stop and check. Like, did I say the right name? John Marin. Okay, so there's a lot of rocks. I'm gonna take just gonna go through and do circular marks. I feel really bad for those that were waiting on YouTube, but we're gonna have to just give them the recording. And then I'll figure this out for next time. Okay, so now I'm just throwing in crazy marks everywhere. Even though my stuff is still wet, I'm just throwing it in there. This is a watercolor pencil. Just throwing that in there. All right, so that is how my garden looks for now. And I'm going to stop right there because I want to add some more to the sky, but we're at 6:58. My goodness, how? How does that happen? It goes so fast. So you keep working for a few. If you have to jump off, I totally get that. Thank you so much for joining us. But if you have to go, I totally get it. Have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. But those of you that want to stay, we could stay for a little bit longer. And just reminding you to channel your inner John Marin and just kind of be loose. Be very gestural in your work. Be great. And I know I say this all the time, but be great to have some music, like listen to music as you're painting, because I always feel like it helps me with my mood and how I like to work. Thank you for all these hearts. I didn't realize that hearts are popping up now on Zoom. I love it. Don't forget, read a little bit more about John Marin. Try your hand at the different, not just like the way we did this photo, try your hand at your own landscape photo. All right, well, it's getting late, and I just want to say thank you so much for hanging out with me. I keep pinning and unpinning myself. But I just want to say thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really, really appreciate it. And thank you for putting up with all of my technical difficulties. Have a wonderful rest of the week. And then we'll paint again next month. So thank you so much. And yes, beautiful artwork, everyone.